It's in the air. It's all around you. People will stop at nothing to get your attention, to do anything to get that spot. But how much do they actually commit? How much are they actually putting in? How many years have they done what it is they're doing? How much of life do they have? Because sometimes people just don't care about things in their life. They would rather just, you know, go all in, you know? Or maybe they don't have much of a life. Like say you are like very overachieved at something and you spend a lot of your time on that thing, right? But say you have a wife and kids, or maybe just a wife, or maybe just a girlfriend, or maybe you don't really have anything else, you know? But, just say you have something like that. And I don't know. Is a romantic love story even there? Is there really even this very deep connection to another human being? I wasn't trying to talk about relationships here, but what I'm trying to say is just the determination to get somewhere and to achieve something, and the human being, the level of commitment of a human being is just off the charts. But not all the time. And a lot of the time, it seems like most of the stuff you see is just a half-ass attempt. Almost like sometimes they could put in a lot of work and make it look good, but maybe it's never going to last. It's never going to stand the test of time because people change. I guess I'm referring to creating entertainment. That's what I'm mostly referring to, which is kind of weird because people are like, "Hey man, I'm into like playing basketball or cooking the soccer ball around," or like, "Hey dude, I'm into building like houses like of cards or something," or like, I'm into like throwing cards and like cutting bananas and cantaloupes with cards, or I don't know. I'm into like, like doing stuff with tools and like, fixing sinks and stuff, like I don't know. Like why do you always have to talk about this stuff? Like, you know, like I don't know. There's a lot of different people out there. Um but I think a lot of people don't reach that level of commitment, or they're either scared or they just kind of are like, "Nah, nah, 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 nah. I'm not the guy. That's not me." And that's what people do is they really decide who they are, and who they decide, they are is based off of some premonition of what they believe they are, so where they believe they're comfortable, and that's really what it's all about, man. Where are you comfortable? What are you doing that makes you feel comfortable? Because like me, it's kind of weird where my comfort zone is, because there are probably a lot of situations where I'm probably not going to be comfortable at all. Like if I'm forced to do something, I'm actually kind of a very bratty person. I actually really am, but it's pretty crazy. Like the my life, because if something ends up happening and my life gets thrown out of control, I'm on top of it. Like I can't do that to myself. I can't end up like, in a place I don't want to be. So I'm forced. I'm committed. I'm committed to making my life work. And honestly, it's to really to get into my life is kind of a nightmare. Just the level of paranoia I have. The level of anxiety, panic, and paranoia is just off the charts. I don't even want to talk about it honestly, but it's a very long story. It's a very complicated story. But for the most part, I'm doing pretty all right. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing pretty okay for myself. But the level of commitment that I've gotten to be able to succeed on the internet, just with my channel, with my books, with my music, everything, I've just reached kind of this point where I'm like, just do anything to make it work. And what I realize is you can't just do that. Like when you decide to commit, because I don't think a lot of people do. But if you ever really do, if you ever really like, you know what? I'm going to do this. And I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what I got to do. I'm going to show all these people in my life what I'm really made of, man. I'm gonna show everyone. And it's not even about just showing you, rubbing it in your face, defying the haters or any of that. But it is about that for some people. But for me particularly, I'm just like, you know what? This is my idea of fun now because everything before became so boring. For me, that is kind of the line right there. That's kind of the level of commitment I'm on because I'm almost like, I've watched so many TV shows. I've seen a countless number of movies. I played a countless number of video games. I'm getting old for one, but you know what? It's just like once you run through so much stuff, and even people, I've experienced so many people too. It's like once you like live so much and you've consumed so much entertainment and you just, you know, you do so much, it gets to a point where it's like, you know what? I need to do something here. I need to be the person who's creating something or making something or coming up with an idea or something because that's all it really is, man. Like, if you want to do something right, do it yourself. And so for me, that is part of it, really. But my natural kind of sense or my natural kind of appetite to make something entertainment for myself changes over time, and I never know how far I'm going to take it sometimes, but I've almost came gotten to a point where I can control. I can sorry, I had a notification. I can control the level of passion I have and how much energy I'm going to put into what thing. Which is crazy because I do a lot of stuff. I've done a lot of different stuff. I've learned so many skills because it's crazy just the internet. It's almost a big exploit, really. It's almost a paradox kind of like the internet because, old school education's kind of um I guess you do have libraries. Everything's in the library, but libraries almost goes only goes so far, or it seems like just the internet has opened up everything in a different way. Because there's just an endless amount of educational videos. You can learn pretty much anything for free. And the only real reason why you would need a teacher is because it helps you learn. But I mean, if you're a person who's just like, I don't need you, I don't need a helping hand, then you could just absorb all the information. And so it depends on what I want to learn, but I've learned so many different things. And it's really a level of commitment to just be able to do something, you know, just be something, just achieve something. And that's almost it, dude. It's almost like I will hypnotize myself to perform. I will hypnotize myself to be someone online that maybe isn't even me. Like I'll do anything. Like I'll brainwash myself. I will trick my mind. I will go through the most hideous, insufferable things to be able to succeed. And I think that for me, I do have my own boundaries. And I think where a lot of people draw the boundary is that risking your own life for doing things that are very far out of your comfort zone. And that's kind of the whole thing, which is crazy how you could get so outside of your comfort zone and you're in the same spot kind of thing. Isn't that weird? Because like for me it's like I make some very offensive songs or animations or whatever, and other people probably wouldn't do that kind of stuff because it's so far out of like their comfort zone. What would their friends think? What would their family think? Who would they be when that's all said and done? You're going to be the person who made a song about a penis and posted it online. Do you really want to be that guy? Jesus Christ, even if it goes viral, man, I don't even know if it's that much better than it not going viral. But anyways, there's a lot of different levels of humor out there. And that's what I'm saying too, as far as being funny, it's kind of funny because it's like, oh well, I'll do anything to be funny. And then you kind of start doing things like, who the hell are you, dude? I think comedy turned you into someone you're not. I don't think you're the same person. I think this whole idea of stargazing and you know being popular and having money and having a certain reputation and being loved has just gotten to your head a little bit. And it gets to everybody's head. It's a big crazy mess, and that's what I'm trying to say is I feel like a lot of people catch the bug a little bit, but not nearly enough to take it to the extreme to be able to be successful with it. That's what I'm saying is like do anything to achieve success. Anything, man. I'm talking about like long-term shit. You know what I mean? I'm talking about long-term. Like you sit here and you're like, I'm committing and I'm going to dedicate a portion of my life to this. And like what point do you actually decide that? And then that's kind of the funny part is because you might mess around. Like me, I mess around with a lot of stuff. Like I mess around with making cartoons, making animations, making music, making talk videos, these videos, those videos, writing books. I've done a lot of different stuff. And so for me, it's like you reach that point where you're like, I want to decide what I want to commit to. But I know like not everyone can really get on my sort of level of skill and understanding and being able to do so many different things. But it's one thing to know how to do something. It's another thing to know how to do it well and good enough that it's actually going to be successful. So I don't know where that comes from. Like being funny, I don't even know if I'm really funny. Maybe some people just think I'm funny. Maybe most of the human race thinks I'm an idiot or something, or just doesn't care because I'm just a person over here trying to exploit, other people's interests by being funny to them. It's really exploiting other people, really, because you say or do something that they've never thought in a million years, like they never seen that before, or it's something that catches them off guard and it makes them laugh, makes them think differently. But yeah, it's pretty crazy how you could go from just a hobbyist or just someone who's just messing around to just full capitalist. I am now a one man corporation. That's kind of reality of the situation. So I think that for me though, it's crazy. Like think about like people that would like they'll kill. Like they were literally killed. They will literally beat you. They will do anything to be able to get what they want. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm almost like, well, I'll do anything in the realm of like, hey, like I'll write a book or like I'll like try to sit here for hours and hours trying to make a good podcast. At least one good podcast episode, geez. But you know what I mean? Like I think that the reality is writing something or, doing something in entertainment like this is so hard that the amount of committing to really be able to do something special with it is kind of unreal, I think. Because a lot of people achieve, like some people like get a little bit popular or something or have some stuff go viral or whatever, but I don't know. To really like be in people's faces and really be like, he's the chosen one. I don't know, man. You probably just need to go into like full blown killer mode. But I mean, I wouldn't recommend killing anybody. But I mean, here's what I think. It depends on what you're talking about. But let's just say comedy. If you really wanted to make it, right? You really, 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 you should probably sit there all day, all the free time you have. Don't have any wife or kids. Don't have any other passions or anything else you're trying to pursue other than watching TV or something for a couple hours every day to wind down, because at least you can have that. You know, don't have anything. Don't have anything, that's really that significant, because you might just need to throw yourself into the pit of snakes and be the absolute try hard sweatiest person that ever walked this earth to be able to achieve something that people will actually remember and actually be like, yes, that guy is amazing. That person is amazing for what they did. And it's that level of committance. It's like, how much are you really committing? You know, you bounce back and forth with your self-esteem of what you really believe about yourself, but it's like, you know, I think like anybody, any day of the week, if they just sat there all day, right? They just sat there all day, like with comedy, writing, performing, every day, right? If you really did, like, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I mean, something's got to give, right? Or maybe you just suck that bad, and you should probably not be committing that much. But yeah, I probably, I don't know. That's just, it's a lot to think about, and that's a lot to sum up in 15 minutes. So I'm out of here. I was only committing 15 minutes to this. I brainwashed myself, hypnotized myself. I brainwashed, hypnotized, forced, and committed myself to this. And now I'm committing myself to the insane asylum. See you later. They're going to lock me up and throw away with the key because I'm crazy. And I've done too much. And I've went too far. I'm out of here. Peace out.